Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Pokemon Battle Series, this School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set, deep breath, of the VGC 2017 season. So yesterday we kicked off with a new team using Ben Kyriakou's London International team, which goes under the name G-Force. I'll quickly just cover the team for you guys here, and we're going to continue using this team for the rest of the week, and hopefully kind of really get into the nitty-gritty of the team, find out it's like how it works and things like that. We had a few teething problems yesterday. We won both battles, but you know, it was a lot closer than it needed to be, I think. So hopefully as we go on this week, we'll kind of pick up how the team operates and how it kind of weaves through the meta game at the minute, so and really kind of pull out some big wins and showcase some really good battles with the team as well. We showcased Milotic yesterday and just really showcased that competitive ability and how powerful it can be when your opponent kind of underestimates it and doesn't take care of it in a kind of a timely fashion, so to speak. So just to run through the team again before we jump onto the ladder, we'll go through it with Milotic, Alolan Ninetales, Kartana, Alolan Marowak, Hariyama, and Oranguru. So I will jump straight onto the ladder. Hopefully we find an opponent pretty quickly and we get some great games for you again today, guys. So counting down the days, I keep saying it and I will keep saying it just in case people miss the episode, so I do apologise if you kind of have heard this already, but on Friday this week we are going to have Ben on the channel. We are going to have an episode of the School of Hard Knocks with me and him playing the team together on the battle spot, so and hopefully we kind of get some information out of him about the team, how he put it together, why he put things together, certain calcs on the team and things like that. So we'll try and really wean out as much information as possible. And Ben's a super cool guy, so I'm sure he won't have any hesitations about sharing any of the aspects of the team with you guys. So we have our first opponent of the day, and they are running a team of Murkrow, Porygon 2, Tapu Fini, Arcanine, Gigalith, and Kartana. So definitely got that Trick Room switch mode in there with the Porygon 2 and Gigalith. That's seen a lot of popularity recently, and probably the main reason that's kind of gone up a lot in popularity is the popular core of Porygon 2, Araquanid, that we've seen as well, because the Gigalith underspeeds that and can hit it super effectively with rock type moves. So we do need to be quite careful with that, but then again, Hariyama is providing a lot of support against that. So what are we going to do to lead up against this? I do really like Kartana Milotic lead here, but I've got a feeling the Murkrow probably will lead here. We don't have much outside of Ninetales to hit that with. I definitely want to bring Hariyama. Do we need Marowak? I don't really feel as though we need Marowak here. So I might bring Ninetales. I'm going to have to lock in, and I'll lock in with Ninetales. I keep leaving it. I got really good like the past couple of weeks at being really timely, explaining the team and things to you guys, talking about certain strategies that we might see our opponents play, and then running out of time, and then not clicking in enough time to pick our Pokemon. But I think we just clicked in just in time there. We've got 3 of the 4 we wanted. The last slot, it might have been worth bringing Oranguru, but then again, we kind of can rely on my opponent to set up the Trick Room because we've got that Hariyama to take advantage of that as well. So we do see my opponent lead off with the Kartana and the Murkrow. So it's doing us no favours with our Milotic anyway, straight away being threatened by that Kartana. So I think I might just go for a Protect with my Milotic here and go for a Sacred Sword into the Thing is, I think Ben's Kartana is slower than max speed Kartana, so I think it might be worth me actually switching out the Milotic here for Hariyama and going for that Sacred Sword into my opponent's Kartana. Because Ben on this team runs the Assault Vest, Cortana, and I think it is slightly slower than your max speed Cortana, but we can check that. We do see my opponent go for the Tailwind with the Murkrow, and we are going to see, is this a Bloom Doom coming out? So Bloom Doom from my opponent's Cortana, and it will be into the Hariyama slot, I would imagine, but Hariyama should be able to take this. This is going to be ridiculously powerful, but hopefully Hariyama's got enough in the tank to kind of hold on. We'll see, we'll see. No way, no way. The Bloom Doom doing huge damage there, giving the Cortana on my opponent's end the Beast Boost, which is not so great for us, because we are going to be slower than it now. So I do need to bring in my Ninetales. We are sashed, so it is going to force my opponent to kind of double into that Ninetales to take care of it. And the other thing is we can't protect with our Cortana here. So, but I think we'll be alright because we go for the Blizzard and we go for the Sacred Sword into the Cortana. Because my opponent either has to double into the Ninetales, which loses me the Ninetales, which would mean that I will get the Sacred Sword off onto my opponent's Cortana, or my opponent goes for the Sacred Sword into my Cortana, meaning we'll get the Blizzard off. So either way, we should be able to take down my opponent's Cortana this turn, as long as it doesn't protect. If it protects, then it's a totally different ball game altogether, so we'll just see what happens. But at least by doing this, we're kind of covering our bases as best we can in this situation. We do see my opponent withdraw the Cortana, send out the Arcanine, so it is going to be able to easily take both of the Sacred Sword and the Blizzard. But we will be doing good damage to that Murkrow in the process. Murkrow just goes for the foul play into the Cortana, doing decent enough damage, not massive damage though, which is the main thing. And we do get the Blizzard off onto both my opponent's Pokemon. And the Sacred Sword into the Arcanine as well. So we're heavily threatened here from the Arcanine on both Pokemon we got, so we need to get the Milotic onto the field as quick as we can. And because we can't protect with our Cortana, I'm going to opt to switch that out into the Milotic. So, and my opponent probably seen through this. Oh no, not bringing the Cortana in, but bringing the Tapu Fini onto the field here. So yeah, it is going to be important for us to preserve our Cortana for that Tapu Fini later in the game, if we can. So we do just bring in our Milotic here. And we'll see what this Arcanine goes for. Probably will go for a Flare Blitz. Yeah. And is it into... yeah, it's into the Cortana slot. So Milotic will be able to take this quite comfortably. Right, now... we're in a bit of a situation here where we can't really... I'm going to go for the Aurora Veil while I still can. Yeah. And I'm going to go for a Scald into that Arcanine slot. Now the Ninetales will probably get Flare Blitzed here. Yeah. So we will go down to the Sash. And this Tapu Fini probably will go for Muddy Water. And that will take our Ninetales out. But... yeah. And we do see the Berry proc on the Arcanine. So we'll... yeah, Super Berry. So yeah, we don't even get the Aurora Veil up, which is really unfortunate for us. But we will get the Scald off onto the Arcanine, pick up the KO there. Which is nice, but we're going to see that Cortana on my opponent's end come back in probably now, I'd imagine. The Tailwind should end though, so we may see the Murkrow as well. But the worst thing that can happen is my opponent getting that Tailwind back up with a Murkrow, which we can't really stop at this point in time. We've got nothing to kind of be able to stop that. So I don't really know how we can get around this. We're not looking in the best of positions at all, because that Murkrow can come in, set the Tailwind up, the Tapu Fini can protect. So my opponent not bringing in the Murkrow. Oh no, that's our Kartana. And so my opponent not bringing in the Murkrow. So here we have to protect. If we can protect our Milotic, if our Kartana can survive this turn, and we can get rid of the Kartana, we can potentially close out this game. We should be able to. If we can get rid of my opponent's Kartana, we should be alright. But it's all going to be about what my opponent does here, because I don't think we can survive a Sacred Sword. So hopefully my opponent goes for the Leaf Blade into the Milotic slot. And he does, so we will get the Sacred Sword off into my opponent's Kartana, pick up the Chaos, so we will get a Beast Boost as well. We should be able to take any attack coming out from that Tapu Fini, which is huge, because we are Salt Vested. We just see a Muddy Water come out from the Tapu Fini. If it misses, even better, but it doesn't. Let's hope we don't get an accuracy drop. Doing a lot of damage. And I wonder if that Tapu Fini is Choice Specs, because it hasn't protected. It's done nothing but Muddy Water at this point. If it is Choice Specs, then we should be able to win this game, because it can't protect the turn. Murkrow isn't going to be outspeeding Kartana, so the only hope that my opponent's really got is if that Murkrow's got Quash, and then it could Quash my Kartana and get a Muddy Water off. But I'm just going to go for an Ice Beam into the Murkrow and a Leaf Blade into the Tapu Fini. So if my opponent goes for the Tailwind, now we do see the Quash come out, so our only hope really is the Muddy Water missing here. And it does miss. Oh, the Hax Gods. That's really unfortunate for my opponent here. Kartana being the one Pokemon that we need to miss on. We get the Ice Beam off with the Milotic. Excuse me, guys, sorry about that. And we will luckily be able to get this Leaf Blade off onto the Tapu Fini. Does look like it was Choice Specs Tapu Fini from the damage output and being locked into Muddy Water, and we pick up another win. So we're a bit fortunate there. But I think we would have been alright anyway, to be honest, because I think, like I was saying, the big turning point in that game was getting rid of my opponent's Kartana. As we were able to get rid of that, even if our Kartana went down there, we have Recover on our Milotic, and then we can start chipping away at we would have been able to KO the Murkrow with our Milotic, take a Muddy Water, and then we've got Recover as well on the Milotic, so we can recover up and then just we can wait out the misty terrain going away, just chip it down as much as we can with Scald, and once that misty terrain's gone, maybe pick up a burn and just recover and stall it out that way. It would have been a long-winded game, but I think we would have probably been able to win out. Obviously you've got to discount things like accuracy drops and things like that you might pick up from the Muddy Waters as well, but I think we would have been in a better position with Recover, where the Tapu Fini just been locked into that Muddy Water. We should have been able to close out that game regardless. It was all about getting rid of my opponent's Kartana in that situation, so the Milotic was there to kind of clean up the rest of the game, which is what happened really. We got a bit fortunate with the Muddy Water miss, but that is Muddy Water sometimes. We've used it a few times on the channel and we have had some horrendous luck with it, so it's just the way it goes sometimes. It's not the most accurate move, but we'll take that. So we're having a good start. Hopefully we find another opponent very soon and we can get into using maybe some other little techs of the team, because we haven't really brought Oranguru too much yet. We haven't really featured Hariyama as much as I kind of want to as well. See, we brought it to that game, but it took a big Bloom Doom. Turn 1 kind of Kartana reminding us how powerful that Grass Z move is from Kartana, giving the one shot on the Hariyama, so taking us a bit by surprise there, but at least it wasn't the Milotic, because in the end game Milotic came in a lot more important than the Hariyama did in the early games, so it worked out alright. Now we have our next opponent from Spain, I think it said, and he is running a team of Arcanine, Garchomp, Gastrodon, Togedemaru, Alola Muck, and Celesteela. So what are we going to do here? The Gastrodon obviously puts on a lot of pressure for Milotic being able to operate well. And in the same vein, we kind of want to bring Kartana just with that super effective grass type move that it has got. Kartana's not bad at all really in this. We've just got to be careful for the Arcanine, the Celesteela that could potentially carry fire type attack, and the Garchomp as well. So I wonder how Ben sets up against Celesteela, because this isn't ideal really. Let's think. How are we going to approach this? Right. I think what I'll do is... It's a bit awkward, to be honest. I'll lead off Hariyama Oranguru. I will bring Marowak, and I will bring Kartana as well. And we'll see how we get on with these four. It's a little difficult setting up the Trick Room here, because you've got things like the Muck and the Gastrodon in my opponent's team that are going to really take advantage of that. We don't have any big electric weaknesses on the team either, so I don't know if my opponent will bring that Togedemaru. But we do see the Togedemaru come out. So, my opponent leading Double Steel, Celesteela, Togedemaru, and we'll lead Hariyama and Oranguru. So, we do have to be careful for the fake out from this Togedemaru here, so we may just end up trading fake outs here. Yeah, I'm going to go for a fake out onto the Celesteela, and I'm just going to go for a Trick Room with my Oranguru and get the Trick Room up if I can. So we see Togedemaru go for the fake out. It is into the Oranguru, so we are just going to trade those fake outs this turn, which is fine. But Ben actually showing that we are running not telepathy, but we are running what's the ability? We can't be flinched, so that is coming in super handy there, and I should have really checked that before the game, so I should know this information. So we do get the Trick Room up, and it's putting us in a really nice position here. So I am going to go for a knockoff onto the Celesteela, and I think I will go for... I might switch out the Oranguru here into the Marowak. I think that's what I'll do. And then we can start putting a lot of pressure onto that Celesteela straight away. So we switch out the Oranguru, bring in the Alolan Marowak. We'll take any potential electric type attacks coming out from that Togedemaru, but it is just going to go for a spiky shield. And we get the knockoff onto the Celesteela, so hopefully we knock off a potential leftovers or a berry, and it is the leftovers, which is nice. And straight away what we're doing is putting a huge amount of pressure onto that Celesteela with our Marowak, which is really nice. And the Togedemaru can't really do much either. So I think what I'll do here is switch in my Oranguru for my Hariyama, and I'm going to go for a... And what's my opponent got? Because I'd imagine the Celesteela to probably protect here. And either the Gastrodon or the Muck to come in on that Togedemaru slot. So I think I might just go for a... I'll go for a Shadow Bone into the Togedemaru slot, expecting the Celesteela to protect here. Because you've kind of got to protect it, really. It's so threatened by the Flare Blitz coming into it, which would pick up the KO. So I think it just makes sense for him to protect. So I'm kind of going off that play, and I would imagine the Togedemaru to switch out now. Yeah, so is this the Gastrodon? But it is the Arcanine, so we could have went for the Boomerang there. But we may not see the protect on the Celesteela this turn now. But we do see the protect, so that's fine. We do get the Shadow Bone, so we're going to get a bit of damage off onto this Arcanine. But the thing is now, we're going to be able to get a Flare Blitz off into the Celesteela, and we can instruct that as well, which is super nice. So I will instruct the Marowak, and I am just going to go for a Flare Blitz into this Celesteela. So we should be able to get 2 Flare Blitzes off, and that will definitely be enough, even intimidated, to pick up the KO onto the Celesteela now. And we're not too threatened from the Arcanine either. So let's see what my opponent does. So my opponent not switching out, not adjusting at all. We do get the Flare Blitz off into the Celesteela. It is enough actually, even intimidated, to pick up the KO onto that Celesteela, which is super nice. Do take a lot of recall damage though in the process. We get the Instruct off, so we'll get some additional damage onto that Arcanine. But we just went for the Instruct there just to ensure if the Intimidate was enough to actually allow that Celesteela to survive, that we were going to pick up the KO there. So that was the main thing. We've got rid of the Celesteela, and we see a Will-O-Wisp from the Arcanine, which won't affect the Marowak on my end of the field because it is part Fire type anyway, so it is immune to being burned. And we see my opponent bring in the Togedemaru again, so we'll have a lot of, it will be able to fake out my Oranguru, but as we saw before, it won't be able to pick up the flinch there, sorry guys. So what I'm going to do is go for a Shattered Psyche into the Arcanine, pick up the KO there, and I'm just going to go for a Flare Blitz again into the Togedemaru, because we have seen the Air Balloon on that, so there's no point of going for the Boomerang into that, so the Flare Blitz should be enough to pick up the KO. My opponent going for the Fake Out again into the Oranguru, but unfortunately due to the inner focus ability that the Oranguru has, it won't be able to stop my Oranguru this turn flinching, and we have used a Z move anyway, so we would have got that off regardless. So we should be able to pick up the KO here onto the Arcanine, and we do. So this should definitely be enough to pick up the KO on the Arcanine, take my opponent down to his last Pokemon, and that should be game really, because we're sitting with 4 Pokemon still, and I think we've got one more turn of Trick Room left to go after this turn. So yeah, big Psychic, just enough to take out the Arcanine, and so that is that was the last turn of Trick Room there, so I miscounted. So we're out of Trick Room, but my opponent down to his last Pokemon now. And it is the Alolan Muck. So what have we got to deal with this? I think I'm just going to go for the Trick Room again with my Oranguru, and I'm going to just go for a Protect with my Marowak. So as long as this Muck hasn't got Taunt, we should be alright. Just see a knockoff into the Oranguru, which we're able to take quite nicely, and we get the Trick Room off. So what we can do now is just go for an Instruct Boomerang, and that should be enough, even with the Berry and Intimidated, to hopefully take this Muck down. So Instruct the Marowak, and just go for a Boomerang into that Alolan Muck. And Instruct's such a cool move as well. Like, it's been used a lot, I think, early in the season when we saw the Torkoal Oranguru cores kind of popping up here, there and everywhere. But since then we haven't really seen much usage out of Oranguru, and it's just, I think it hasn't really been explored too much outside of Trick Room. Because it's not the slowest Pokemon, it's got a decent base speed, I think it's about base speed 60 I think, so it can hit some decent speed, so it'd be interesting to see it used, maybe utilised in a Tailwind team, that would be quite cool, or just in other aspects as well. And you've got to remember that Smeagol as well is legal this format, and it does have the ability to learn Instruct, so it'd be cool to see that kind of adapted into some sort of team strategy as well. It's such a crazy move. So the Boomerang showing the Intimidate is actually costing us here. The Berry does activate on the Muck. It isn't enough to take it out. We will take a knockoff into the Marowak here, so Marowak will go down, but we are in a Trick Room still. Now let's see what we've got to take care of this Muck. So we do have Hariyama. Of course we've got Hariyama. So Hariyama does have Earthquake. So we will be able to get an Earthquake off, and this will be enough to pick up the KO onto the muck. So I'm just going to protect with my Oranguru and go for a Earthquake, and that should be enough to take the muck out. We may see a protect come out here from the muck, but my opponent just forfeits. So we do pick up another win, and that puts us at 4-0 this week. So that's pretty good, not a bad start. Like I say, we are kind of still learning the team as we go along, but as the week's going on, and as we get into the later stages of this week, hopefully we kind of pick up a few more trends with the team and learn how it kind of operates a bit better. So I don't feel like we're doing too bad though. The last 2 games, I feel like it's a massive improvement on yesterday's games that we had. So again, hopefully we take that a step further tomorrow and kind of really improve from there, and really kind of get things ramped up for the end of the week. What I will do, guys, I have said this before, and it's just because I do find it a bit difficult outside of recording, because with work and other commitments that I have, to get on the ladder and ladder up to find higher opponents. But I will make a conscious effort between now and tomorrow to play on the ladder, get up a higher ranking, so we find some higher rated players, so we've got some higher rated battles for you guys. But we'll call it a day there, guys. If you have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like. It is massively appreciated as always. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't subscribed to the channel already. We have a flurry of different series going on at the minute. We're featuring Ben Kyriakou's team, as you've probably seen in this video. Today and the rest of this week we'll feature Ben on Friday in an episode. We have a team review episode coming up on Saturday this week, so that will be going over the Tapu Fini Alolan Muck team that I played the last 2 weeks. So expect that on Saturday, and then we'll kick off with some more with a new team next week and the QR code series again. So there is a lot to come, guys. So do subscribe to the channel and you will get all the daily updates for when those videos are uploaded and live. But until tomorrow, guys, I will see you later. You take care of yourselves, whatever you do, and enjoy your Tuesday night. And I will see you again tomorrow, Wednesday, around the same time as now. And until then, you take care of yourselves, and I will see you later. So, till then, guys, bye-bye.